Hello, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin', and welcome to another video tutorial. Well, check this big old bag of popcorn out. Actually, this was actually full all the way to the top, and it was really huge. But I've already made several. So I've used this to make some smaller bags for my grandchildren and my stepsons. So this is kettle corn, and whenever my husband and I go to Canton, Texas, to a big flea market down there, we pick up a bag or two of kettle corn to share with the kids. And this time I thought it would be fun to make them their own little individual bags, and why not dress it up a little bit. Now, I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this, but it's just something cute, just a little cute tag that I'm using our Ready to Pop and our popcorn thinlit dies. So I just wanted to kind of show how to do this really quick. So let's get started. So again, we are using our Ready to Pop, and we're going to use this popcorn stamp and these sentiment, and then we're going to use these two little popcorn kernel stamps. And we're also going to use some ovals. We're going to be using the I have it right here. I have a mess, don't I? We're going to be using the ovals from the smallest one that has the 3 on it, and then the smallest one that has with the biggest oval is the next to smallest one. It's the second size up. We're going to be using those. And then on the thinlit dies for the popcorn, the popcorn thinlit dies, we are actually going to use the 2 popcorn kernels. We're going to use those. All right. So, and then we're going to use Daffodil Delight and Real Red. We've got Real Red and Whisper White cardstock. Oh. And we're going to be using our 6x17 cellophane gusseted bags. And these are actually still available. They were carryover from the holiday catalog, and they are on page 41 of the occasions catalog. And they are $9, and there's 25 bags that come in these. And I didn't know what to do with them when I got them. I had an idea. So I've had these since, I think, last November. And I'm glad I've been able to finally get to use them. And we'll hopefully come up with some more ideas. So let's put all this to the side for right now. The first thing we're going to do with the bag, because it is so large, and I want it to sit, kind of sit up, kind of like this. I want it to sit up. So a friend of mine gave me a tip, and she said to tape the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape the bottom. I'm just going to take it up about an inch, I think it is. That's probably about an inch. And I'm just going to use some masking tape, and I'm just going to tape the bottom just so it's secure. And then just put your hand in here and kind of pat it down a little bit, and then whatever you're going to put in there, like I put my popcorn, it will make it flat, that bottom flat, and it'll stand up. Okay, so that's our bag. Now I already have one ready with popcorn in it, and I got this little ladybug from a friend of mine. She sent that little clip, so I've already got this ready and ready to go. I didn't want it to sit out and not, get stale, so I have that bag ready. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp using our Real Red Stampin' Up! Ink pad, and I've already got the popcorn sentiment on a block, and we're just going to take this and we're going to ink it up on some Whisper White, just some scrap Whisper White, and then put that one up, put this over here. We're going to take our Daffodil Delight, and I've already put the 2 popcorn kernels on one stamp block, because they are a little bit different. So I just want them a little bit away from each other. Now I want to show you something on here. On the thinlit dies, if you can see, these kernels are a little bit different. There's one that has 3 little paws or 3 little feet, and the other one has 4. Well, the dies are the same exact way. So let me just zoom in here a little bit. So on this one, you see the 3 little feet. So I'm going to put it with the 3 little feet. I'm just going to place it underneath there on top of that kernel. And this one has 4. And then the rounded edge. And how I kind of figured that out was I seen there was a rounded edge here, and then there was 3 bumps. And this one had 4, kind of like. So I knew that those matched up really well. Then we're going to use the solid oval over the popcorn, and we're going to run that through our Big Shot, our die cutting machine, our Big Shot. Through the magic of television, I already have these ready. Now, my plate slipped a little bit on this one, as you can see, so there's a little bit more white, but that's okay because popcorn is white and yellow, you know, when it pops. So that's, you know, that's like the butter or the kernel inside of it. And then on a separate piece of real red cardstock, we're going to run our scalloped edge around through our Big Shot as well. And again, through the magic of television, I have that ready. I was trying to speed this up a little bit for you. Now, what I'm going to take is I'm going to take a 6 1/4 by 4 1/2 piece of real red cardstock, and I'm actually going to fold that in half. Forgot my bone folder. You could use your scoreboard and go down 2 1/4 to make this, but I just wanted to fold it over real quick. Use my bone folder to crisp it up like that, and then this becomes 2 1/4 still by 6 1/4. And then you want to take a piece of Whisper White, and you want to cut this down to 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. Let me just make sure that's what it is, because last time I've already filmed this video 3 times and my measurements were a little bit off, so I wanted to make sure of this one. I know I've measured it, but I wanted to measure it again. And then we're going to take 5 slivers, call them slivers, 5 pieces of cardstock, which are, these are actually 1/4 inch by 1 3/4. And I'm going to put them on this piece of Whisper White to make it look like an old-fashioned popcorn box. Now, how I lined these, I just took them and I lined them up, and I evenly kind of spaced them. Now, when I did that, I still felt like, well, I don't know if those are actually even or not. Now, of course, you can eyeball this if you'd like. But what I ended up doing was I took 5.75, divided it by 5, and I came up with 0.90 some long number. So I knew it would probably be between around an inch. So what I did was I used our grid paper, and I'm going to see if I can get this in the shot. But I placed it down here, and you can just place it anywhere in your grid. That starts with the number, that your edge right here starts with the number, and we'll just start with 3. So I knew that in between the 3/4 mark and the inch mark, this is where I was going to place my little, let me bring this down a little bit so you can see, that I was going to place this down. And so I kind of did that with all 5 of them. And I just placed them, and by eyeballing it, I did it just about even. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought, okay, I did it pretty good. Now, how I'm going to adhere these is I'm going to use our silicone mat and some snail. And I'm going to take this snail, and I'm going to use our silicone mat because I want to show you that when you use your silicone mat, let me bring this down a little bit now. And this, of course, is wider than the actual piece of cardstock, okay? So if I use my silicone mat, I can put my snail, and it will not stick to the mat, and it won't stick to your paper. Whatever you're adhering your cardstock on, and it won't stick to it, and it'll stick just to the cardstock. Now, sometimes it'll have little pieces that hang like that, and you'll just take it and use your finger. And then I'm going to put this back over here on my grid. And I'm going to put this at, well, I'm going to put this between the 3/4 mark and the 8. And so I'm going to continue to do this all the way through. Now again, I already have a piece ready for time's sake. So now I'm going to take this piece of cardstock, put this over here, and I'm just going to put some snail on the back of it, And you could use fast fuse, but for my grandkids who are just basically going to tear this bag open, I'm just going to use fast fuse. And then we're just going to adhere this to the tag part, the real red, and you kind of got like a little tent there. Now before I do anything with this, I want to take our bag of popcorn, and I'm going to take our, oh, I put it up last night after I got done filming twice. What I did was I folded this down a couple times just so I had a little bit, so I had it closed. And then I'm just going to staple the ends, and I'll show you why in a second. I'm just going to staple the ends. I'm not going to staple the middle, because when I place our tag in there, which you can just open it up, and there's your crease right here, I'm just going to line that up in there. I'm going to try and make sure I get the bag all the way in the tag, all the way to the top. Let me put some of this popcorn down so it'll go. Now my tag is on there, and I'm going to take our staple again, and I'm just going to staple in the middle, and that will staple the bag and the cardstock to the bag. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stamp, where I stamped the popcorn, and I am going to adhere that to the scalped edge as best I can. It's off a little bit, but that's okay. And then I took that and I put a couple of dimensionals on the back and peeled our paper off the back of the dimensionals. I love Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And right over where I had put the staple, I'm just going to take our label and put it right there. Just like that. Nothing fancy. Then I'm going to take our popcorn kernels, and I'm not going to, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on there. I'm not going to put them on dimensionals, because what I was trying to do when I put these on there, I just thought of them as little dots kind of on each side of the label. And there you go. You have a quick tag with some popcorn for your family member. Now I do want to point out that when I did this, I had already done this on Periscope, because I do Periscope quite a bit, and I have a big following on there. And so when I was on there and I was explaining to them, if you want to do something like this for somebody for Valentine's Day, if like your loved one loves popcorn, you could easily take some hearts and put up here some with our sweetheart punch, and then put the kernel on top of the heart and put it on there as well. So just, you know, something to put in to give them, and or you can put some popcorn in here, a pack of microwave popcorn with some candy, maybe some movie tickets, and do the same thing. So makes a quick little gift. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. I have linked my blog, where I will give all the supplies and directions on there as well, all the sizes, and my online store if you like anything and you'd like to purchase. All right, thank you, and have a great day.